Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another live stream of Hearthstone. Today is Monday, September 17th. The good news is that I am done with Dead Space 2. I think with that, pretty much I'm done with October. I'm not sure though about November. That it all kind of is just falling apart more and more, trying to pre-record things. If I'm very lucky, and I think I will be, I'll make it to the end of the year. But from now till the end of the year, there is something I definitely, let's see, I guess we need to play Mage to start with. Or I guess to start with we should play the Paladin and Warrior class. When I started this channel, yeah, I finished Dead Space 2. There's really nothing to say about Dead Space 2. Just to start there. And I know I'm going all over the place. But there really is nothing there to say. Dead Space 2 is not as good as Dead Space 1. It becomes more of an action game. It's a mediocre game. If you were to truly scale it, 0 being the worst game ever and 10 being the best game ever, it's a solid 5. It's definitely worth playing once. Maybe not worth playing twice like I have now done. But it's just kind of nothing. There's little criticisms you can make about the enemy selection and how it feels like a different team made Dead Space 2 than Dead Space 1, and how they try to make Isaac a character a lot more very late into the story of Dead Space 2, whereas if Isaac was a character in the first game, it was barely touched upon. So it's kind of very easy to ignore that part also. They also in Dead Space 2 try to spin it from being Isaac as the character of the series into this other character named Ellie being the character in the series, and that certainly didn't work for Dead Space 3. There are also parts where you just meet Ellie in the game and the first thing she does is she shoots at you, but it's slightly understandable since necromorphs were necromorph space zombies were all over the place attacking her at the time. But you, in the course of what feels like 3 hours, go from her wanting to have nothing to do with you to you being like super best friends with Ellie, whereas it would have been really easy to simply write it so that you knew Ellie and you worked with her before and you were friends and you just met up with her. The area, the sprawl, which is on Titan, the moon of Saturn, is so big in the second game that it's totally understandable that Isaac might run into somebody he knows. And then you could just have that established relationship. You didn't have to try and grow a relationship and write that in your horror action shooter game that's a Resident Evil 4 ripoff. A lot of elements in it also feel like they were ripped off from Resident Evil 5 too, so I half wonder if EA was somehow getting information about the development of Resident Evil 5, or Resident Evil 5 had come out. I guess I need to look at the release date for RE5 because Dead Space 2 came out in 2011, so if they are within a similar 3 to 4 years of being developed, then that would kind of make sense that rumors might have gotten passed back and forth. But there's a lot of dumbness in the writing. There's a lot of dumbness in the game development too, with getting the Ultimate Edition is what you'd get on Steam now. You'd have all this DLC armor that will make the game a little bit easier on you, and you probably should put the DLC armor on when you hit about the halfway point, because playing with just the cards, well, not cards, but with just the items that you can get and upgrade originally will have you near the end of the game. I'd say the last sixth of the game, you're just going to be very much low on bullets, having trouble, dying a lot. But that first, everything except for the last six of the game, you're doing pretty well, on normal at least, with the bullets. So yeah, it just is an unbalanced experience. There is a save file hack that I said I wasn't going to do, and then I did do after I stopped recording, just to see what it unlocked. It unlocks a couple more weapons, and you can change the amount of credits and nodes you have for upgrades. But even if you give yourself 100 nodes, you're really not, that's not enough. You need like 500, I would say, to upgrade everything. Paladin or Warrior is what we're going for. And to save myself some time, I think I want to play casual. We're already at rank 20, so I mean, rank wins are something we're going for, but I guess we have to play ranked. But also it's kind of a waste of time. Maybe this is one of those points where I could say, hey, maybe on my main account, since I'm already at rank 20, let's play casual, and on the European and Asian account, we play unranked. But that's what I'm going to be thinking about. Yeah, I want to stop talking about Dead Space 2. There's really nothing to say. It's a fine game. It's going to be very weird going back now to Borderlands 2. There certainly was a bit of a feeling about not being in the mood to play a horror first-person, third-person perspective shooter. I want to always call everything a first-person shooter, but it actually was third-person. Whatever.
Job's done.
I should just call them shooters, honestly.
Greetings.
That would make a lot of it easier for me. For each enemy minion, gain 2 armor. So if I play this, and then I play this, and so yeah, what I'm trying to say, and I've tried to start to say it 3 times now, is when I first started streaming this channel, I was streaming, well, I wasn't streaming. When I first started pre-recording footage that would air on this channel, because streaming really wasn't a thing at the time, I was pre-recording footage of games that I was playing kinda anyways. So yeah, it wasn't a real big deal. Like, I was playing The Binding of Isaac, which was the game my first game, for probably a year before that point. And so it didn't really make any real big deal that for me to start talking into a microphone and record that. And then I kind of got the bug, and then we got into FTL. I had been playing FTL before then. It wasn't immediate, certainly, but there was a certain point, though, where I just transitioned myself, without even really realizing it, into a position where where I was simply playing games for the sake of the channel and kind of am no longer in line with what my normal desires were as far as what games to play and how often to play these games. That is nowhere more obvious than with Hearthstone. In an attempt to make this channel successful, as it started to get some success and then violently had all of that ripped away by YouTube, let's see, if I do this and then this will be interesting. So 2 out of 3 chances that he'll be left with a 1 health minion for next time. So yeah, Hearthstone was something that I was pre-recording and just playing on the Americas account. The card pack openings and the expansion videos still are getting a lot more views than anything else. But at a certain point, I think I have to reevaluate what do views matter and what do subscriptions matter. Like, I'm about to hit 300 subscribers. I don't expect that by the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020 that I would have 600 subscribers, let alone the 1,000 subscribers that is the setting right now to get monetized again. Patreon, nobody's taken me up on the Patreon offer, which is kind of obvious and like no duh. Like I didn't expect many people to want to do that anyways. But that is kind of the only backup option. Twitch is not an option, at least not right now. I'm not seeing anything from Twitch. Like maybe I have 4 followers on Twitch, and that's kind of it. And on a bigger issue on Twitch, at least, I've never really seen anybody be super successful. The way I look at it, with at least YouTube, there was a vast majority. There's thousands and thousands of successful people on YouTube who make content and are able to make money via the ad revenue. I don't believe that's the same for Twitch. I think that there's probably less than 500 people on Twitch that are making money of any real amount. So yeah, maybe I just abandoned the European and Asian accounts and stopped trying to grow them and get cards to unlock them, and didn't have smaller card pack opening videos. Maybe it doesn't really matter if I open that extra 100 card packs every expansion. Like, what does that really add? Other than the fact that every week, to get the goal to open the card packs, I'm playing 3 times as much Hearthstone in some kind of pretty much vain effort to get more views. And undoubtedly these live streams do get 10, 20 views, whereas my pre-recorded footage gets kinda none. That's pretty much all it boils down to. This inherently is an issue with YouTube. Like, YouTube is super optimizing for live streams and super promoting for live streams and doing nothing elsewise for anybody else that pre-records. So, I mean, at a certain point, I wonder if I should just live stream the pre-recorded footage. It would probably get more views. But any kind of consistency in doing that is out the window. That's one of the things Twitch is trying to do, is say, well, you could premiere and rerun old shows, but they also, I believe, Twitch took that away from smaller Twitch streamers that aren't in the affiliate program. So Twitch is taking away the one thing that very well may have convinced me to switch over. So nothing's really a good option. There is a side issue, certainly, where where a lot of the social media services are also not good options, in the sense that they are they're not succeeding for the social aspect, and they're not succeeding for the advertisement aspect as a YouTuber. One of the things I've been thinking about is I'd like to create and grow a circle of people to talk to that would communicate back, and you know, doing that on Twitch, doing that on Facebook, it's kind of impossible. Like, it really is. So yeah, you would think of the 2 or 3 gaming groups that I joined just to keep an eye on Facebook that I'd want to get on there and talk to people. No, I don't. I don't talk to any of them. Like, all they are just mean, spouting, repeat, repetitious garbage comments. It's just like not worth your time. I comply. And so, yeah, I'm kind of left in this weird position where it boils down to not in line and not happy with what I'm doing. As it is, I'm not really happy with doing as much Hearthstone as I am, and the people that come and watch it, thanks for watching it, but that's barely just adding a slow trickle. I guess I've seen a lot of YouTubers say the same thing. So I need to figure out how to be better in line. I need to figure out, am I playing games because I've created an artificial time slot on my channel to release footage? Because a lot of that is the case right now. We're just releasing games just to fill in time slots, and I'm just playing games just to cover those games, when a lot of them I've played before and don't have anything to say about them right now. So why would I think I would have anything super insightful to say or criticize them about later? So that kind of boils it down to the thought that maybe starting in November, maybe starting in January. I want to try and push it to January. My channel may just have 2 things airing on a daily basis. Like, it may just be Hearthstone reruns, the Hearthstone live streams that might be reduced in their level of what is actually being aired or recorded, and then one other game. And some months may very well just be, I'm gonna play a point-and-click adventure game because I'm a sucker for point-and-click adventure games, and some months it may be I'm gonna play a AA old game or an old AAA game. there really is no time slot for playing new AAA games. This channel definitely has not succeeded in funding purchasing new games, which is also an issue, certainly. There is an investment, certainly, that's been done on this channel as far as just games I bought for myself, but that doesn't really get lost too much if I don't stream them. The bigger investment, I would say, is games that I've started and haven't finished. So, like The Walking Dead final season, probably want to do that. And there's a large collection of games that I still have that I kind of do want to cover. But I'm not sure, as it transitioned from being I have this short list of games I want to cover into I have this library of games where I can just browse the shelves and pick something. Something was lost in that feeling, a lack of desire and a lack of ambition. Like, I have no interest in playing Dead Space 3, and thank goodness it's only on EA Origin right now, so I can use that as a simple excuse. And then there's also just a seasonal affective disorder issue, and that very well may be just what I'm feeling right now. Is just I'm tired and there's not enough sunlight outside. But also I don't like when you approach a problem and you say, well, I don't want to do this anymore, that's about as far as I can get sometimes. Like, there's not another better solution. And what I'm not saying here is that I want to quit my channel and go work at McDonald's or Walmart or something like that. That's still a million times like worse and unacceptable. Just not something I would put up with. So yeah, if I'm reducing the amount of footage and effort I'm putting into my channel, it's really just to sleep more, just to try to work on insomnia. It's really just to relax more, which certainly that's already been the case quite a bit, where I have very much had to take a lot more breaks and relax a lot more. Just because sitting upright for so long, sitting in a chair for so long, has become painful and exhausting, which is probably a huge admission to just being horribly unhealthy. But there's really no solutions here right now. There really isn't. There's only thoughts and things I'm gonna think about, and after this stream I'll probably do nothing and just relax. After every live stream, I think maybe I should just stop trying to pressure myself, or stop pressuring myself to do anything, and I should just say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are only about streaming and nothing but streaming. These guys are driving me crazy. Because so many times I've said at the end of one of these streams that I want to do something more. Like, what I would want to do today after the stream is schedule videos and get them all ready for October, and that's something I probably should do, but also I need to be more realistic and be like, Actually, no, because the stream is going to go so long, it's just not going to happen. And I don't have it in me like some other streamers, younger streamers, I would say more energetic streamers, who managed to go through
Your magic shall not save you.
12-hour streams on a nearly daily basis. And maybe I'm just in a bit of a somber mood today, and maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and feel completely different. Although this has been something that's been brewing for quite a while. It's been since YouTube kicked us out of the partner program. That cut all the steam out of it. It cut all the excitement out of running your channel. I was satisfied with having a couple hundred subscribers. I mean, I'm right on the aspect where I would have oh, let's just play mage. At this point, let's just play mage. I'm not getting any victories. Yeah, I was happy with 100 subscribers and making a few pennies. That felt like that was something that would grow and continue. And when that stopped happening, it's just like, what am I doing with my life at this point now? Like, it's been a year, and YouTube's monetization thing hasn't been cleared out for anybody. I'm on this major point where I have over like 300,000 views, so we're approaching like 1/3 of a million views on my channel, and it's just like I'm burnt out. So how do I do the news? Let's see what we can do and ignore the things we can't change. How do I do the news and not have it take so long? And how do I I don't know. Well, first bit of news we have is it seems like there's a bit of a scam going on. What this feels like for the Hearthstone. The Hearthstone Global Games HGG playoffs at BlizzCon. You can watch it on Twitch from September 17th and November 4th. And you can support the participating 16 teams by cheering with bits. And I got like 400 bits from some kind of watch one of Amazon Prime's original, Amazon Prime Video's original video series. And so I watched that and didn't really watch it. It looked like it was pretty much a garbage show anyways.
Job done.
So I have like 400 bits. When you cheer for a team, you'll also unlock a special Twitch emote and in-game rewards for the Hearthstone based on how much you cheer. In addition to personal rewards, community support, you can unlock global rewards for everyone who cheered overall as the milestones are reached. You're able to see your personal progress on the official Hearthstone Twitch. Your progress as you cheer for any team, you make progress towards unlocking Twitch emotes and in-game rewards, including card packs and a card back based on the level of cheering you've done as an individual. So it's really, really important to remind people that this literally is saying you're putting money to cheer. That's what the bits are. They are money. Global progress monitor, the overall support for the Hearthstone HGG and keep tracking of the level of cheering to unlock rewards for supporters over a minimum level of personal cheering. Okay, so here's where it comes down to. I got 400 bits, which I believe is about $1, unless I'm really mistaken. Darn it, I should have played that. Your personal reward progress will give you the common emote pack when you spend 300 bits, so slightly less than $1. You get 4 classic packs if you spend 600 bits, so $2, which probably is a better deal than if you were just going to buy the cards directly, because I think a card pack on Hearthstone is $2 each. If you cheer with 800 bits, which is probably about $3 now, you get the rare emote pack. If you cheer for 1,000 bits, you would get 4 more classic packs. You get 2 Witchwood packs when you do 1,200, which is interesting because there's a gap between 300 and 600 of 300 bits. And then there's only a gap of 200 between 600 and 800, 1,200, and going forward all the way down to 2,000, which then you would, there's a jump of 500 between that. So 1,200 gives you 2 Witchwood packs. Draw a secret from your deck and play this. Play this. And just go ahead and hit that. And that. For 1,400 bits, you get the Epic Emote Pack. These emote packs are useless as far as I'm concerned. For 1,600 bits, you get 2 Boomsday packs. For 1,800, you get the Legendary Emote Pack. And then for 2,000 bits, which, I mean, you're talking like $5 there, I think, unless I'm just really off on how much a bit is. 2,000 bits, you get the Get In Here bundle, which I imagine might be 50 card packs or 25 card packs. It seems kind of like that would be really high. So maybe there will be some more information saying what the Get In Here bundle actually is. And then for 2,500 bits, you get the special card back. You have to also link your Blizzard account to your Twitch account. Okay. They're not saying what the Get In Here bundle is. Here's some frequently asked questions, which are kind of interesting. How much revenue does the team receive when I cheer for them? Each bit cheered for an HGG team and Blizzard, as the tournament organizer, receives an equal amount of revenue. So half of the money is going right into Blizzard's pocket. The HGG team's portion is divided evenly among the 4 team members. Let's see. So that also implies that people who cheer for the, say, United States team probably will get a lot more money, because a lot more people will be cheering for the United States team than, let's say, the Bulgaria team or the Switzerland team. You have to use the team's cheer emote, otherwise you're gonna. So a lot of people are gonna cheer for the wrong people. Can I use the regular cheer command? No, regular cheers won't work for HGG cheer. If you can cheer for any of the 16 remaining teams using the team cheer things.
You asked for it.
Let's see. And you can watch some of this tournament in different languages. This really feels greedy. Really, really greedy. So I clicked the link to come over here. 1,000 bits for $10 is what they're asking. So you would have to spend $25 to get the special card back. That's where it breaks down to. $25. Yeah, 100 bits is $1.40. 500 is $7. 1,500 bits is if you get 1,500 bits, you get a 5% discount for $19.95. If you get 5,000 bits for $64.40, you get an 8% discount. And there is no tier between 1,500 bits and 5,000. 10,000 bits for $126 gets you a 10% discount. And they are just really taking the piss here. 25,000 bits for $308 gets you a 12% discount.
Time runs out on me.
I have 400 bits. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And remember, I'm pretty sure if you went to my channel right now and you cheered and used bits to cheer me, if you can do that, I don't even know, as a not partnered Twitch streamer, I'm still thinking I would get that money at 100%. Like, I don't think Twitch takes any cut there. So even if you were rolling in bits for some reason, this would probably be about the worst way to ever use those bits you could find. And you'd really have to be obsessive about Hearthstone to care. Like, it's just one more card back that you're not going to get. Like, there's so many that most players will never ever see or never ever have. It's ridiculous. And it's hardly the case that we are in a position where Hearthstone is going to get a lot bigger and more popular. I think Hearthstone at best is just going to continue going along in the same way that Magic the Gathering is going to continue to go along. And then it'll probably be 4 to 5 more years and then we'll see some replacement game. Which I will learn my lesson if I'm still streaming at the point that there is a new replacement game that actually looks like it might succeed. I would be willing to play that game. But yeah, I can't recommend anybody spending bits and cheering for that contest. I also kind of don't recommend people watching esports of Hearthstone. It seems, I mean, it's up to you, but it seems like that's kind of a waste of time. Hearthstone's not so hard of a game that you can't just play it yourself.
We have many secrets.
I found it first.
So let's start talking about games. And on Steam, this is the question: is how can we make this go faster? Snap judgments? Really? Not looking at all the screenshots? that this is inherently the problem. I'm looking at a free-to-play, probably Steam achievement game, because all the achievements have letters on them that requires a third-party EULA and a third-party account called Obliteracy, which is a supposedly a word game, but it looks pretty bad in the animation department. And let's see, yeah, free-to-play, so close that tab. Let's see, draw cards. This, that. PC Gamer has an article, Recore Definitive Edition and 4 other former Windows Store exclusives are now on Steam. THQ Nordic announced a deal to bring Microsoft published games to Steam last month. Interesting, because I do not remember that story. The games are Super Lucky's Tale, Disneyland's Adventure, Russia Disney Pixar Adventure, and Zoo Tycoon Ultimate Animal Collection. They're all available now on Steam. Let's see. A deal between Microsoft and Nordic grants THQ the right to distribute Microsoft published games.
What to do?
On Steam and in physical formats. So it's almost like Microsoft didn't want to be the publisher on Steam, so they're going through this. Let's see. There's some editorials in here. It says it doesn't reflect particularly well on Microsoft's efforts to make the Windows Store, which still sucks by the way, into a viable competitor in Steam, or Origin, or itch.io, or Uplay, or pretty much anything else. The Steam version of Recore is the definitive edition, which was originally released in August 2017 and features improved graphics and performances, higher level caps, new achievements, new weapons, dungeons, and overworld locations, a new T8 NK Core Byte frame, and more, and goes for about 20 bucks. So it's still kind of a hard decision to play Recore at 20 bucks, but it'll be interesting, certainly. PC Gamer has another article. Women in Games raises eyebrows by giving its inaugural presenter award to a man. James Banks was recognized by the UK-based advocacy group for his desire to challenge inequality in esports. This is probably because there really aren't right now a lot of females in esports that are well known, and he probably is an esports player, or you know, it could be that he is just the best voice for women in equality. Inherently, this is only going to irritate, as I editorialize here, people who just hate men. Like the women hating, the men hating feminist side group there. If the good feminism, second wave feminism, is still alive and well, having any gendered person work towards that cause should be considered a good thing, and it should be rewarded equally. It certainly would be extremely sexist if this James Banks was working as hard or harder than anyone else, and yet he was denied the award that they felt he deserved, simply because he was a male. Let's read PC Gamer's take on this some more and see if there's anything else to see. Let's see. Recognition was given to the top streamer, presenter, team, and player, all of which has been overshadowed by the decision to hand the Women in Games Presenter Award to a man in games. James Banks is a journalist, commentator, manager, and most recently very prominent in both the Open and Women's Tournament Counter-Strike Go and 1v1 game circuit.
The light dims, but we fight. The light protects me.
Let's see. In the Open Tournament world, recent events included the ESL 1 Belo Horizonte in Brazil, the BETs.net, the Masters in Kiev, Ukraine, and Versus Fighting in Birmingham. So one would assume that James Bank, as a journalist, as a video game journalist in particular, has written probably considerably about pro women in gaming stories. He's probably commented considerably about that. He may have managed some women teams. So it sounds like he's doing everything he can possibly do, and yet PC Gamer is saying no, men can't do anything to support this cause. They just need to shut up and disappear and hide in a corner. Here's another quote in the next paragraph. Now, there are not many women-only tournaments, but this presenter hosted the Intel Challenge for CSGO Katowice 2018, this year's women tournament at Copenhagen Games 2018, and WES Women's Finals in 2017. James wins for his good nature, his ease at working with all talent, his own experience and knowledge in growing as his support for women in games, and his desire to challenge inequality in esports. There is also a bigger issue about women-only tournaments, because I never looked at any esports tournament ever as being a man-only challenge. So you get into this problem, are women just the Special Olympics now? Is women-only tournaments the equivalent of the Special Olympics because women can't compete? Because a lot of them seem to want to exactly have that. There have been definite issues where they can't compete, and they're saying, we want extra points, we want our own tournaments, we want something that is not a fair and reasonable. It comes down to, do you want equal outcome or do you want equal opportunity? Because I always felt like the esports tournaments, as somebody outside who doesn't watch them, were equal opportunity. I don't know how you are advantaging men or disadvantaging women in playing Counter-Strike Go at a professional level. Like how are you doing that? What? Show me an actual example of how you could advantage or disadvantage anyone. It certainly isn't in the rule book that men get 5 extra points, or men win on ties, or women lose points. There might be a biological issue there, but that females' hands and actions per minute might not be as high on the professional level. We haven't seen enough professional women players yet. I would say that there's probably more emotional issues and reasons for it. Also, there's probably better opportunities. Like when you can be on Twitch and painting your body as your topless and be a Twitch streamer like that, you really don't have to be that good at Counter-Strike Go. Like the girl gamers who aren't actually good trope and cliche does work for a lot of people, so they don't have to apply themselves. And yeah, I really would like to see them make everybody who wins any esports, regardless of gender, earn it and deserve it, because esports tournaments aren't going to gain any credibility if awards become participation awards. Here's a tweet from James Banks later in this article. Honestly, not many people know the sacrifices I've made for what I do, but I'm so damn thankful today. I won an award for my work with female esports screen and announced I am the sideline reporter for ESL 1 New York. I appreciate every single person that supported me. See. The thing here too is it seems like this organization that gave out the award wants to be what I would consider a good organization and have equal opportunity to reward anybody, whereas PC Gamer is written by a bunch of lunatic SJWs, and so they're twisting an award that should be a good thing. Now PC Gamer is coming back to the point where Ninja, they were talking about Ninja saying he didn't want to stream with women. Another point that I don't think got mentioned there is Ninja doesn't want to stream with women, probably because there are no professional esports women to stream with. So he doesn't want to lose just to do that. That's not the reason he gave, but I suspect it is. Let's see. Like, Banks defended Ninja's opinion, and he said he gave a very valid reason why he doesn't stream with women, which the reason was he didn't want the chat to harass the woman, and he didn't want them to he didn't want people to assume that they were dating and ship them, put them in a relationship. So the quote here is, he gave a very valid reason why he didn't stream with women, and the feminists went mental lol. It was James Banks' response, and I agree with that. PC Gamer being one of the ones that went mental. So anybody that knows Banks seems like this was a good thing. Whereas PC Gamer, who just wants to make hay, thinks that women in games giving an award to somebody who seems more than deserving of it from what it seems his listed accomplishments are. Well, also when you take into the fact that most awards are given and people barely deserve them at all, like, this guy sounds like he totally deserves that award.
The light dims, but we
Hey, which, by the way, award's worthless. Let's not forget that. But once again, I've been dragging into one of PC Gamer's articles. Still trying to find suggestions, trying to find other people that are news sources that aren't all the Kotaku, Polygon, PC Gamer, SJW sect. Inevitably, I guess that's 99.9% of all video game journalists. And I don't think I can just drop down to Gamatsu and GameIndustry.biz and be done and get as much news. Moving on, Eurogamer has an article. The Nintendo Switch requires the weekly online check-in to play the NES games, and your cloud saves will be deleted when your subscription expires. Also, one more awful thing about this online service, which honestly it's just horrible. It's really, really horrible. Splatoon 2 in particular, you have to pay to play online, but Splatoon 2 won't be compatible with the cloud saves ever. You also have to have the service if you want to buy the NES modified version of Joy-Cons. So, yeah. You're just gonna get screwed over and over again from Nintendo. I'm rather glad that I've long since abandoned trying to follow Nintendo. And honestly, you can have a pretty good experience with just getting used Nintendo consoles. You go get a Wii, for a used Wii right now. There's all kinds of Wii games you could get on the cheap from a used store. A Wii U in the same way. It won't be the best and brightest, and it won't be the newest games, but you know, by the time you've gone through the entire Wii and Wii U library, you probably would have completely been, the switch will have been done and they would have moved on to something else. I'm looking at a game on Steam that's an MS Paint looking game called Zenith Hunter. It's free, but still not worth playing in my opinion. So I'm gonna close that tab. Same articles. Wait a minute. So let's see. Close all duplicate tabs. I don't know how I keep ending up on Kotaku articles and when I know I'm not following them.
The light protects me.
What would the world look like, I wonder, if I didn't look at any of the video game news at all? What if I was just looking at what's on Steam? Like, there's been a YouTube channel that I've been watching for a long time that's not video game related, but it's gotten to the point where, for sensationalist reasons, it's just like, it's just bringing up and seeking out negative stories, and it's crossed the line in my mind from being, oh, you're reporting the negative things that happen, to you're actively seeking out negative stories and affecting me mentally in a way that I'm not sure I want to be affected anymore. So I'm thinking of probably taking a little bit of a vacation from that channel and not watching the video. In fact, I haven't been watching their videos for a while anyways. I'm wondering, maybe for video game news I should just do the same and just don't watch the news. At what point does it boil down to something like that, like where the articles don't matter because it's either one or two things? It's either every single story that's coming out, I think pretty much without exception at this point, is some form of SJW editorialization, or it's just a hyping story for a game, and you can't trust the hyping stories to not be tainted also, because they're usually hyping games that their people are friends with. So yeah, let's try it. Like, right on the cuff. I'm gonna mute PC Gamer. I'm gonna mute any other channels that I'm following. And I'm just gonna talk about games as they're coming out. And I'm just going to conveniently check out of any video game news issues, because I don't think they have any validity at this point. I think it's all not news. It's just a bunch of article writers making the stories and it has nothing with any reality. Like, what would it really have hurt me had I not heard anything about the Riot story? I guarantee you I would have heard it anyways, because if I mute PC Gamer, if I mute the ones I'm talking about, I'm still watching plenty of YouTubers that are covering these stories for me anyways. So people like Sid Alpha would have covered those topics. So unless I decide to also mute Sid Alpha, which maybe I will. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a vacation. Let's see if we can do it till the end of the year. Just stop talking about video game news because none of it matters. Wow, that just saying that out loud for some reason feels like air has been lifted a little bit. I'll go through the rest of the news today, but after that I'm gonna just mute most things, and it's just gonna be what's on Steam, and we're just gonna talk about games that actually come out on Steam and evaluate them for there, and get back to gaming and get away from a bunch of lunatics that claim to be the mainstream video game media. I might stop listening to the Giant Bombcast. I probably will stop listening to the Jimquisition podcast, because like Jimquisition podcast in particular hasn't had anything to say about video games in a long time. Yeah, it's time for some fall cleaning. Yeah, just some mental cleaning to re-establish my perspective far, far away from people who don't matter. Well, it's been an hour, and I've had a bit of an epiphany, which is kind of great. That's going to be it for this recording. Stay tuned if you're watching live. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. And heck, if you see news that I really do need to see and you want to tweet them out to me, I'll see them that way. Yeah, maybe I'll just only respond to things that my audience is actually interested in. That would be cool too. If you want to support me, you can friend me on Steam, gift me a game, or support me through Patreon. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.